This week, we saw news out of Israel about deep divisions in Israeli society between those who believe in a need for judicial reform and those who believe that the proposed reforms are a threat to Israeli democracy and constitute a judicial coup. These divisions have become so deep and significant that President Bougie Herzog has said that they could potentially lead to violence if negotiations are not continued. And yet he believes in the possibility of reaching compromise through negotiations and finding some core values for judicial reform that remains democratic. This is very troubling, seeing such deep divisions within Israeli and even Jewish society as a whole, as we're reminded at this time of year about Tisha B'Av, the destruction of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, which was said by the rabbis to have been caused by sinat chinam, baseless hatred between Jews. That this baseless hatred between Jews of different political and spiritual beliefs was so deep that it caused disunity within the people, sowing the possibility of vulnerability that then led the Romans to be able to successfully attack Jerusalem and destroy the temple. As an antidote to that, the rabbis offer this teaching about Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Bazeh. All of Israel are connected to one another. And they offer this not as a kind of euphemistic, Pollyanna, happy-go-lucky, let's love each other. Rather, it's in the context where Jews are actually giving tochacha, are giving critical feedback to one another, expressing one Jew to another that, hey, you're violating God's law, you're committing a sin. But how should this be done? They say only from a place of love and a place of respect, which they say is very hard to achieve. We can offer criticism, and in fact we must, because if one Jew sins, they say, Kol Yisrael Arevim, the sins and errors of one Jew can bring down the entire people. And yet on the other hand, similarly, causing pain to one Jew in the way that we express our criticism can also cause harm to the people as a whole. And so we must learn to express our truths and our political and spiritual beliefs while also doing so in ways that are respectful and remembering that at core, we love one another as fellow Jews, as fellow human beings, remember one another's humanity and the fact that ultimately we all want the best for Klal Yisrael, for all of Israel. Let us remember that, and may it be Shabbat Shalom for all.